and helping you to get started for the spring and ready for the summer. Get started in the spring and be ready for the summer. So I appreciate you being here, guys. I'm Beth, and welcome. Welcome to the live. Welcome to the replay. I'm excited about this. I'm going to be doing a webinar tomorrow with UTA, and so I have my slideshow here, but I don't have it where I'm going to be able to show you guys. Oh man, the lighting is so crazy on this, but we're going to talk about these 10 steps. It'll be pretty simple, and then at some point, if I have a laptop, then I'll be able to actually show you some of these images. But I appreciate you coming in. And guys, if you are new on HAPS, say hi. Don't be shy. Say hi. Hey, Barry. So good to see you. Good afternoon. Thank you so much. And you might be watching from a Facebook page. You might be watching from YouTube or Twitch or Twitter. Yeah, Twitter. So I appreciate you. And if you're new to HAPS, HAPS is a multi-stream platform. It's really cool. You can connect with a lot of people, and you can support and subscribe to some of your favorite broadcasters. You can see the world. You can earn, prizes and awards and learn a lot. So definitely download the link, and I hope to see you over on HAPS. But let's get going with the content. So clean eating, guys. The first question is, what does clean eating mean? What does clean eating actually mean? And to some people, it might mean one thing, like just trying to eat more fruits and vegetables. For another person, it might mean, oh, I'm eating clean and I'm going gluten free, or I am not going to eat any processed foods or any meat. I'm just going to eat vegetables and only raw. So it means a lot of different things to different people, but there's, of course, similarities that are in place. So Barry says no processed food, and he says organic. Okay, so it's definitely no processed food. Organic would be that next step up. Definitely, because if you can eat all organic, then you're definitely making sure you're not getting the pesticides and the other chemicals that might be on the food. But for some people, Barry, it might just mean just adding in some fruits and vegetables, even if it's conventional, and getting rid of eating pastries. And eating a piece of fruit instead of the pastry. So if the fruit isn't organic, then at least they're getting the apple, right? But of course, organic definitely, especially for specific fruits and vegetables, is really a good idea, right? Hey, Mr. Flintstone, thanks for jumping in over on Twitter, I think. And hey, Linda, good to see you. Hey, Joseph and Martha, I appreciate you all watching. The comments are kind of flipping up funny, so I don't know if it's delayed, but I appreciate you all being here. We're talking about the 10 steps to clean eating. So I'm looking up here at the questions. I might be looking down at my phone at the slideshow. I'm doing a presentation tomorrow, but I wanted to give you these 10 steps so you can think about it, and please comment and add to the conversation, and hopefully you'll take something away that you can learn. But clean eating isn't a diet. That's what I want you to understand. It's a lifestyle. It's a lifestyle. And how does it affect your weight and your health? That's the second question, or the second step, is understanding how this processed food, the sugars, the high fat, the high cholesterol, all of those things are impacting our health. So we have an unhealthy diet. As Americans, a lot of us have an unhealthy diet. For some reason, my comments got blocked. Okay, I don't know. I have no idea. It looks like you're coming in from another platform. And come on over to HAPS and see. Okay, I don't know why they were getting blocked on HAPS. Something is, a minute ago when people were commenting, or maybe now, it was kind of like it was Maybe that was you trying to comment, Jeanette. I don't know. Are you blocked on Haps? You'll have to check that out. I'm not sure at all why that would be happening. Oh, okay. The time I had issues. Okay. Well, I'm glad that you're able to comment now. So, guys, unhealthy diet, healthy diet. I don't think you're going to be able to see my pictures at all. Here we are. Yeah. Okay. So, someone who has an unhealthy diet, you might be seeing this backwards, but at least you can kind of see the pictures. You can see the guy in the red has type 2 diabetes, possibility of cancer, high blood pressure, high cholesterol, and he's eating, I see fries, I see hamburgers, potato chips, wine, pastries, and all that. And then the healthy diet person just is healthier overall, more of a normal way, eating more fruits, vegetables, whole grains, less processed foods, less sugary, fat, sodium laden type foods, right? So that is, I think everybody kind of understands that every bite that we take is either creating disease or fighting against disease. So remember food, and I talked a little bit about on Monday, food is medicine for our body, and what we eat greatly impacts us physically, mentally, in the mind too, and then of course in the body, and then even how we feel about ourselves. Okay, I can see you over on Twitter, so I appreciate you being here. The third step, guys, towards eating clean is to take an inventory of what you're eating right now. So we got to get a handle on what we're eating. Now, the standard American diet is sad. It's void of nutrients. We'll talk about that here. It's high in calories, high in salt, high in sugar, fat, high in bad carbohydrates, high in animal proteins, the bad saturated fats, low in fiber, and low in nutrition. So the standard American diet is really an issue, and that is why there's so many cases of course, diabetes, heart disease, obesity is on the rise, and then clean eating. Guys, a clean eating diet is low in calories, low in salt, fat, low in sugars, balanced with good carbohydrates, plant-based proteins, high in fiber and high in nutrition. So it's no joke that we need to cut some things out, switch some things up, and swap some things in our nutrition. So Linda says her nephew is always eating fried foods. It's going to catch up with them later. Yeah, I mean, a lot of times we start out, I used to go to McDonald's. I used to go do this and go to these places and eat this, that, and the other. Luckily, I got out of some of those habits. Not that all my habits are exactly right now, but luckily I was able to break away from that. But when people don't, it really starts to affect them later in life. If you're 18 and you keep eating that same way throughout your whole lifespan, you're going to find yourself overweight and having all kinds of health problems. There's a few exceptions to the rule where someone might be look healthy on the outside, like slender, not overweight, but they might be really unhealthy on the inside from eating that way, because there's no way that we can eat all of that food that is empty in let's see, what I'm trying to say, not nutrient dense, so empty calorie foods. Hey, Donald from Copenhagen, thanks for coming in and learning more about steps to eating clean. I'm Beth, and I'm here in the Dallas area, and I love to help people online, and then also a few people in person, but especially online right now through fitness and nutrition. And right now, a lot of us have gotten away from the clean eating thought process, even just with everything that's been going on. So using this time in the spring to kind of clean up your diet and clean out your pantry would be a good thing to really think about. Because most of the time we're eating these empty calorie foods, okay? Empty calorie foods. It may not be as bad as the a bunch of cookies and donuts, but a lot of the cakes, cookies, pies, drinks, cereals, foods that we're getting, the convenience foods and stuff like that, are definitely empty calorie. And we need more nutrient dense foods, guys. We need more nutrient dense foods. Foods that also have fibers, they have antioxidants, they have vitamins, minerals, enzymes, and things like that that our body needs to function optimally. So number 3 was take an inventory of what you are eating at each meal, what you're eating for snacks. Take an inventory of what you have in your pantry. This is an action step, okay? This is something you can do right now today, especially even while we're on the broadcast. Go over, look in your refrigerator, look at what you have in there. Do you have mostly processed foods, or do you have a lot of vegetables that are either fresh or frozen? I'm a fan of buying some bagged frozen vegetables and buying some fresh first. When those go bad, not when they go bad, when they're gone first before they go bad, then I eat those and then I eat the frozen. So that's a good thing to do. That way, unless you can get to the grocery store and just buy fresh all the time, right? So take an inventory of what and where you eat during the day. Like when you go out, are you eating at the fast food? Are you eating at McDonald's? Are you stopping at the convenience store and getting foods there? So we have to start taking an inventory and taking a look at what we're currently doing, so we can figure out what kind of swaps we might need to make, what we might need to give up, and then what we might need to start doing. Hey, Pablo, good to see you. Jeanette, I'm not sure. We might have to ask Pablo about any issues that you're having, but you're definitely, we're able to see you now, but I know you're over on Twitter, it looks like. So, fresh beef, fresh broccoli. Perfect. Okay. Did you have any other healthy carbohydrates? Okay. Needs to email. Verify email. Okay, very good. Jeanette, you need to be able to verify your email in order to comment. So, very good. Thank you, Pablo. And great job, Donald. Awesome. Steel cut oats. Those are perfect oatmeals. And that's the kind of thing, it's in one of my steps I'm going to talk about in a second. But really looking at the label when you go to the grocery store and looking at what is in the item that you're buying, because you can buy some oatmeal that is full of sugar, or you can buy oatmeal that doesn't have anything added, and one of them would be like the steel cut oats. And then you add, I use some almond milk or some oat milk with mine, and then I add some fresh berries, and I don't have to add any additional sugar. Okay, so that is that's something to think about. Okay, Jeanette, good. I'm glad that Pablo came in. That was perfect timing. So number 3 was taking inventory, and then number 4 is okay, what do you need more of or less of? Okay, so what do you need more of after you look at what you have in your refrigerator and your pantry and what you're accustomed to buying? Taking a look at, what did you eat when you ate out, or do you typically swing by the convenience store on your way home from work and buy some junk? Let's talk about getting rid of some of that and then figuring out how you're going to eat more of the healthy stuff. Okay, so eating less crap, carbonated, refined sugars, artificial sweeteners, and processed foods. Eat more fruit and vegetables, organic, lean meats, if you can, organic, healthy fats, and then drinking water. Okay, drinking lots of water is always key. And this is kind of just a staple, guys, for a healthy diet. A healthy carbohydrates like brown rice, quinoa, sweet potatoes, whole grain breads. Now we're not talking about going gluten free. That's kind of a different type of thing. It looks like you're trying to comment or somebody's trying to comment. I keep seeing the comments scroll up again. So I don't know if Pablo's still here and he can tell me what's going on. The screen keeps jumping and then there's not a comment there. Okay. So that is something to think about. Are you going to the grocery store and getting some of the wrong things or some of the things that are not promoting a clean eating lifestyle? And then, what can we get instead? So that is number 4. Number 5 is drinking more water. Drinking more water, water, water. And you guys keep hearing me say that. Okay, there came that funny comment again. Is coconut oil a healthy fat? That is, I have always learned that it is a healthy fat. You definitely want to look at what temperature you're cooking it at. I know that like avocado oil can stand a really high temperature. So if you're cooking the coconut oil, double check what temperature is kind of its limit. That's one thing I would want to consider. And then I would just say in moderation and not all the time with that. Because I've heard some different things, like some say yes and some say no. And so I can't tell you for sure. But yeah, Linda says good. So I say more on the side of definitely good, but it doesn't mean you need to eat a ton of it. You know what I mean? So just everything really in moderation. Thanks, Linda, for that comment. So number 5, water. Many don't drink enough. Obviously, we've always heard 8 ounce glasses, but everybody's a different size. So really, you need to think about more of half of your body weight in ounces of water, and then not drinking your calories, guys. Not drinking your calories. Check this out. This is not that white powdery stuff that is illegal. Actually, it should be illegal, but this is sugar. So these are your different sizes of sodas and juices, and you can see water down there on the end. There's no sugar in that. But look at all the sugar in a lot of these sodas. Many of us are drinking way too many calories in nutrient empty calories through sodas. Empty calories through sodas. Linda says that coconut oil is good for neuropathy. Okay, I wouldn't doubt that because it's a healthy fat. And then all oils are still 9 calories per gram. That's right. Every 1 gram of fat is 9 calories. It doesn't matter if it's good fat or bad fat. It's just we do want some of the good fat. It still is 9 calories per gram, but we still need fat. And remember, guys, a clean eating diet is not eliminating one of the food groups. That's kind of something I wanted to get across at the first when I was talking about what does clean eating mean. Clean eating doesn't mean eliminating carbohydrates and just eating proteins and fats and getting rid of carbs and going on a low carb diet. It means eating healthy choices from all the food groups: carbohydrate, fat, protein, and water. All white powders should be illegal, right? Exactly, Joseph. So don't consume your calories in liquid form. And remember, clean eating, and Barry, you'll probably like this. Guys, clean eating also means, watching out for this kind of stuff, these artificial sweeteners. Now, we do have a couple of better options there, but the Splenda, the pink, blue, and yellow are bad. All right, so that's your Equal, Sweet and Low, Splenda. Those are not clean eating additives, okay? There shouldn't be any additives in clean eating, right? So we want to eat as natural and is void of added ingredients and artificial sweeteners, aspartame, all of that, yellow dyes like yellow 7 and blue 5 and red number 4, because those are can actually interfere with processes in your body. You can do your own research on artificial sweeteners. Not only is it just bad for your health and your metabolism, but it's also bad for your brain. Okay, so just be thinking about that. It's just not good. Guilty with artificial sweeteners, mostly in energy drinks. Okay, Joseph, I think I've told you about that natural energy drink that I use, but definitely reach out to me. Let's get connected, guys. You can find me on Twitter at Beth Hoover Fit, Instagram, Beth Hoover Fitness, and Facebook, Beth Hoover Fitness, where we can message. Found some brands of energy right now are starting to use stevia. Yeah. So stevia is, and that's on here. Stevia, True Leaf, Truvia. Those are your better options. And then you can see there's sugar in the raw, which that still has the calories. The others are low calorie sweeteners that are more natural. So yeah. So these sweeteners, the artificial ones, affect our mind. They keep us craving even more of the bad stuff. They don't promote weight loss, maybe temporarily because you're not getting all that sugar you might have been consuming from a regular soda, but they're still in the long run not promoting good health or clean eating. Okay. Same with alcohol, guys. Alcohol definitely messes up the metabolism. Alcohol has 7 calories per gram. So alcohol is actually closer to the calories of fat than it is protein or carbohydrates, which are both 4 calories per gram. So don't consume a lot of calories in alcohol either. I'm not saying that you can't have any, and I'm not saying, don't ever have a sip of a diet soda. I mean, I've found myself before having, but sometimes when you start to taste that now, like after you haven't had it, you're like, you can taste that artificial flavor in it, and it doesn't taste good. But it's a, it's, yeah, so they get you hooked on it, but then when you get off of it, you notice that it's like, wow, this is like, doesn't taste good. All right, so now let's go to number 6. Number 6 is recognizing that this is a process, guys. This is a process. It takes 21 days to create a habit and 90 days to create more of a lifestyle. So when we start to not eat some of this stuff, our body's going to go, where is the drug? Where's the fix? Where's the food that I love so much? Where are the chips? Where's the high sodium, high fat, yummy potato chips? I don't want the fruits and vegetables and apple or broccoli. So, hey, Jess, good to see you from Beirut. Thank you so much for coming in. So, our body has to kind of go through maybe a little detox or a little, craving. I'm kind of craving this, and I'm not craving the spinach and carrots. I'm not craving the baked fish. I want fried fish. So we have to give ourselves time to get rid of those cravings and temptations. Thank you so much. Midnight there in Lebanon. Okay, 12:55. Thank you so much for coming in. It's so awesome, guys. That's one thing about HAPS that is so cool, that you can see people all over the world, different times of day. Sometimes I do the same thing, Jess. I'll log in like really late at night and just say hi. So thank you for coming by. Good to see you. So, guys, like I said, when we're craving the potato chips, the crunchy. Okay, Joseph, a pleasure. Thank you. Pleasure having you here as well. When we're craving the crunchy potato chips, okay, we need to reach for maybe an apple and it's kind of crunchy and maybe some nuts or something. So we got to start making those swaps. We got to start getting our taste buds adjusted to eating different things and not craving as much of the other stuff. And it will change. Your taste buds will come more alive. Your taste buds will be rejuvenated because they're not being desensitized with all the fried foods, the processed foods, the chemically altered food that we're getting on our tongue and in our taste buds and causing them to not crave the celery, right? Or the ripe tomato. Okay. Thank you so much, Jess. Good night. Appreciate you. Stay safe too. Stay safe. So, one healthy swap, guys, that's really good is like swapping that sour cream for Greek yogurt. And again, you can use a lot of this kind of stuff with cooking or preparing your meal or using it as a base, using Greek yogurt instead of some kind of mayonnaise or creamy sour cream or something, and save yourself a lot of calories. Eat healthier, eat cleaner, right? Making sure less ingredients is better. So less is more. Less is more when it comes to clean eating. Less is more. So recognize that and stick with it. Stick with it, guys, because it's going to be a process. Switching over to eating more clean, whatever that means for you, um, then it takes a little bit of time. It takes a little bit of time getting used to. So number 7, clean eating meals and snacks. So let me see. I've got another picture here. So snacks. Like I said, your healthy apple. I know Linda's seen this picture before. Healthy apple with some nuts. Another piece of fruit with string cheese, or some kind of snack that has fiber and also has protein. That's what we're looking for. Because when we're not eating a clean diet, most of the food doesn't have enough fiber. So that's another problem. That's another reason that our digestive health and our health can get into such shambles from eating the standard American diet because it's lacking in fiber. So a lot of people have some sort of digestive issue, and a digestive issue can be anything from the mouth all the way down to where the stuff comes out. Okay, the waste comes out. So any kind of issue that you're having along this tract, okay, or in here or whatever, is definitely going to impact your digestive health. So Linda says she has no choice but to eat right. Before the weight loss, I had high blood pressure. It ruined your health. Yeah, high blood pressure for a long time, guys, is really bad for you. So if you're suffering from high blood pressure, you may need to get on medication right now, but really work on cleaning up your diet, cleaning up how you're eating, and exercising more. Drinking water, exercise, eat clean. So Linda thought she was going to die. Guys, we don't have to feel this way. So now she's dealing with nerve pain. And a lot of stuff can happen to our bodies when we're overweight for a long period of time. That is a lot of extra stress on your organs. That visceral fat forms around the organs. You could develop diabetes. The diabetes can turn into different kind of issues with the feet and nerves, and all kinds of different type of things that we don't want to happen. And I'm not saying it's all from diet or whatever, but I'm just saying that if we focus on eating clean, then obviously it's going to be better for our health. Your recipes for celery and cucumber smoothie is great. Yes. Oh, thank you, Barry. And I need to do that again. Thank you, Linda. I appreciate you so much. I appreciate everybody who's just here viewing. If you want to comment, that's the only way I'll be able to see that you're here, or if you have some questions. So thank you, Barry. That's great that you have seen me do that. And I recommend that, guys. Celery, maybe even put a little bit of almond butter on it or peanut butter if you eat peanut butter to get the celery down. Or my favorite way is just to put it in a blender and blend it up. Put an apple in there. Put the cucumber. Put all the other fruits and vegetables. Not too many fruits. A lot of vegetables, and just cover up the taste. Cover up the taste. It'll help you get it down. And Barry, I appreciate you mentioning that because I need to get back on and do that again myself. I need to get on and start doing the blending again. So I haven't been doing that. But that's a good way to get like a good snack or something really healthy in, or get a lot of your vegetables in for the day. But when it comes to a healthy meal, we want to think about dividing our plate into 3 sections, and that would be quinoa is the healthy carb. It looks like rice up there in the corner. And then another fourth of the plate is some broccoli, steamed broccoli. And then the other long thing is a piece of salmon. Okay, so I know that you can't really see. Maybe that's a little bit better. Okay, so you just want to keep thinking about that image all the time and getting that, taking your plate and dividing it in half and then having your fourth. In one corner of the fourth is your maybe your little salad or your asparagus or your broccoli or your what's another green that Brussels sprouts. Yay! I love Brussels sprouts. And then the other fourth of the plate is going to be your healthy carb, like your brown rice, your nice piece of wheat, a whole grain toast, or your in the morning maybe it's some oatmeal. And then the other half of the plate is going to be that's where your protein goes. And then the other half of the plate, I didn't even have my plate exactly right, is a vegetable. So pretend the broccoli is half the plate, and then let me show you a better picture. I'm getting all screwed up. It's really not that big of a deal, but yeah, here it is. All right, so we've got, okay, so it's broccoli and vegetables, half the plate. A fourth the plate is the lean protein, and another fourth the plate is the healthy carb. You can't see it in this. Let me see if I enlarge it like that. Yeah, that's better. There we go. So vegetables or salad. So half the half the plate, and then so you can see. So I should have had like a little side salad next to my broccoli, and then I would have had it right. Mine was like in the third. Can you eat quiche having nerve pain? I guess that's what you're trying to say. I don't see why not. So I don't know. I would say, Linda, just eat as clean as you can. You know what I mean? Stay away from the sugar. None of that stuff is going to do your nerves any good. Oh, quinoa. Yeah, absolutely. Quinoa, guys, is kind of just like rice. It just has a little more protein in it, a little more less starchy like. So it's a little bit higher protein, a little more fiber. All right, so that's all that is. Number 8, we're almost done, guys, is when you are eating clean or trying to eat clean, you've got to really think about your grocery shopping. Yeah, so sugar, okay, Linda, that's a good tip. I'm going to add that in my information because it does, guys. Sugar aggravates your any kind of, if you have nerve pain, you really want to think about what you're eating because people sometimes don't realize that she says sugar aggravates her nerve pain. So it's inflammation. Sugar causes inflammation. So we want to eat, this isn't an anti-inflammatory diet because there's a lot of people that are on an anti-inflammatory diet. There's the paleo diet. There's the gluten-free diet. There's the carb-free diet. There's the fat-free diet. So we're not doing a diet, we're eating clean. And so when we eat clean, it helps us to avoid some of the foods that cause inflammation. Now, there's still some foods out there that might be a little more inflammatory than others that are natural. But if you do need to do an inflammatory diet, then you can look into that. So grocery shopping, I'm going to just read these tips out. It's super important, guys, to have a plan and make a list. Remember, because you took your inventory and you looked at what you have in your refrigerator and your pantry, and so you know what you need to buy, or you're learning what you need to buy, but you know what you might need to avoid. All right. So if you have a lot of processed foods in your pantry and your refrigerator, don't buy any more. We don't need more. We actually need to get rid of that. Hey, James, what is going on? We're talking about eating clean, and we are to going to the grocery store and trying to eat clean. Guys, don't go hungry, because you will be wanting to eat the carbs, those chips, those pastries, the donuts and the cookies. Those will be calling your name as you're walking down the aisle if you're hungry. So don't go hungry. Now, this is the really important tip for shopping at the grocery store and trying to eat clean, and that is shopping the perimeter of the grocery store. So around the perimeter of the grocery store, when I think about the grocery store I go to, we've got the whole grain section, and then there's some the deli, and then there's the meats, and then there's the vegetables and the fruits, and then there's the dairy, and then so the healthier foods, the more processed foods are down the aisles. So avoid the aisles a little bit more. I need cookies and ice cream. Okay. Yeah, so I'm doing good, James. I'm doing a webinar tomorrow for UTA, and it's on this clean eating. So I'm just kind of going over some of the things that I'm going to be talking about. I've got a slideshow, but I can't do it because I don't have a laptop for that capability right now. Yeah, you can't eat that on a clean eating diet, that's for sure. So my suggestion, Ian, would be to start looking at healthier options for the cookies and ice cream. So, guys, I would rather see you eat a protein bar than a candy bar. All right, or find other ways to get that sugary fix instead of a cookie. Maybe have something healthier. Like I like to tell people to eat like dates with nuts. That's a really good combination. The dates are pretty sweet though, so you don't want to eat too many. But that's a healthier like option than the cookie. Or eat something. Eat some healthy chocolate. Eat some cocoa and just eat a little square. Eat some Greek yogurt with some granola and fresh fruit, if you're trying to avoid the sugar. Or get some kind of, I wouldn't get like the low fat or sugar-free ice creams. Most of those just have the artificial sweeteners in it, right? Don't they? They just have the artificial sweeteners that we were saying were not part of a clean diet. So eat sorbet or some kind of other yogurt instead of like ice cream. Just finished cooking dinner, lamb chops, yellow rice. Oh, yellow rice. Interesting. I don't think I've had a lot of yellow rice. I've had the wild rice and brown. I love lima beans. Awesome. Kept to 1,500 calories a day. That's good. But my question is your 1,500 calories nutrient dense, or is it, just empty calories? Because we can eat 1,500 calories a day and eat a couple cookies, eat a bowl of ice cream, and then eat a small burger and fries at McDonald's, and then maybe, a couple of snacks later and had 1,500 calories, but the calories were empty calories. Okay, so just be thinking about that, just like the alcoholic beverages. Limit how much of that you have. If you're eating the cookies and ice cream every day, Start doing the process I've talked about before where you're saying, you know what, I'm just having it once a day. It's going to be more of a treat. Okay. Good and empty. Okay, so about half and half. Okay, Ian, so that's good. So we realize, doing about 1,500 calories a day, but half of it is kind of like empty calories and the other half is more nutrients. So what you want to do is just try to start swapping some of the things, try to get the healthier in, get rid of some of the other stuff. All right. Fresh raspberries, love that, and blueberries. Wash them, dry them, freeze on a cookie sheet, place in a Ziploc bag after they freeze solid. Okay, so buy fresh. Oh, you're saying then freeze them. Okay, so buy fresh, wash and dry. You definitely have to dry. Freeze on a cookie sheet by placing in a Ziploc bag. After they freeze, or place in Ziploc bag after they freeze solid or to freeze solid. Let me know for sure what you mean. But yeah, there's always healthier options for getting that sugar satisfaction, and that way they are mushy like the normal frozen. Oh, okay, but you're getting fresh. Okay, they're not mushy like I know. No, that's great. Actually, that's a great idea, Barry. I see what he's saying now. Because I buy some frozen raspberries and they stick together and they're mushy and all that. I know what he means. And then when they thaw, then they're unless you're going to put it in a smoothie. But I'm putting mine on oatmeal. So, but that's a good idea. And a lot of people freeze fruit and use it as snacks. I've heard about that. But quickly back to the grocery store. Avoid the temptation aisles that are in the middle. Read the labels. If you're looking, if you get anything that's in a can or a box, we need to read the food label. You've got to look at that food label to see how much sugar's in it. Is there any fiber? Does it have any protein, or is it just like all carbohydrate? If it's high carbohydrate and doesn't have much fiber in it and protein, then it's probably not on the eating clean list. And if it has a lot of ingredients, then once you start looking at the ingredients, you'll probably find some artificial sweeteners. You'll probably find some dyes, the red number yellow, number 5 or whatever. So that's not clean eating either. But buy the rainbow. So look at a variety of fruits and vegetables and shop that perimeter, because that's a really good tip. And then last two, guys, when eating out, guys, it's really simple. You just use this guide right here. If it says skip it, then you go to pick it, okay? And so part of eating clean would be avoiding, so skipping when you're eating out, anything that's fried, battered, buttery, creamy, crispy, cheesy, thick, breaded, smothered, and glazed. All right, so hey, Bo from Vegas, good to see you. Thanks for jumping in. We're wrapping up talking about how to eat clean and maybe clean up the diet a little bit, guys. It's springtime. It's the perfect time to. Hey, James. It's the perfect time to think more about eating clean because of the time of year. And then also the fact that we are coming off of the year of being in lockdown or pandemic, where people have maybe gotten away from their lifestyle of maybe eating healthier, or they've gotten more sedentary, or things have changed so much. So we can still eat out, though. We can still eat out. We just got to pick from the picket list. And the picket list is going to be more like your broiled, your steamed, your blackened, your baked, roasted, light, fresh, grilled, and sauteed items. So steak and something, that word didn't come through, bourbon is healthy, okay? Thank you, James. Appreciate it. So having a steak here and there isn't bad. You just want to mix eating your healthier fats, and then maybe have a higher fat. Steak has a lot of protein, has a lot of so strong. Okay. Um, Protein and iron. That's what I was going to say, iron. So that's not always bad, but we just want to incorporate. You really want to be eating, chicken, fish, uh, turkey, and then maybe your steak or whatever once a week. But if you're a meat and potatoes guys, I encourage you to try to eat some of the lower fat meats as well. And then it's not impossible to eat out, guys. I have even been known to take this is a friend, this is my plate, and this is a friend. We were at an event and we carried our food, guys. I carried broccoli in a little cooler. There's some chicken there. You can't see it, and some rice. And then she had some tomatoes and beans, and I think that's some cauliflower. I can't see what all she had, but you can eat healthy even on the go. All right, so you just have to decide how much you're willing to do to try to eat clean. Thank you so much, Bo. I appreciate you so much, and I appreciate all you guys that are coming in here and supporting and hanging out, commenting, and adding to the conversation. The last tip, guys, is to just get started. Just get started wherever you're at. All right. Everybody's in a different place. Some people are eating fast food every meal. Some people are eating it once a day. Some people are eating tons of sugar at every meal has a lot of sugar or fat. So where do you need to start? What is not going to be perfect, but what can you start eliminating right now to start cleaning up your diet, and what can you start adding right now to make your diet healthier? So that's it. Let me know if you guys have any questions. I hope this goes well tomorrow. I've got to get these slides lined up a little bit better. But you guys helped to give some good information just for things to think about as I go through the information. So I appreciate you. Thank you, Barry, so much. Let me know if you guys have any other last minute comments, and I'm going to hang up. But it's Wellness Wednesday, so I thought this was a good time to just encourage you to think about what you're eating. I did a broadcast. The last broadcast was You Are What You Eat. And I was just talking about how, when we eat these things, how it does affect our health. The healthier that you can eat, the healthier that you're going to feel, the closer you're going to be to your ideal weight, and just feel better overall. And the earlier that we can start doing that, the better. It's just like Linda was saying a second ago that her nephew eats a lot of fried foods and unhealthy stuff. And I know he's in his 20s. I've heard her talk about him, and she's afraid he's going to pay for it later. And that is true. It will catch up with us. Now he could change everything right now and just give it up and say, I'm going to start eating healthier and be on a really good path because he is younger. But even if you're not 20 anymore like me, you can go ahead and we can start to make those changes now, and it really makes a big difference. Okay? It really makes a big difference in how our body ages. If we can get rid of like the sugars and a lot of those empty calories, a lot of that food, guys, it's everywhere. I mean, it's literally like everywhere. So you have to work hard to avoid it and avoid that temptation. All right. So, but that's another whole broadcast and getting people motivated to do it. But at least more about clean eating, and you've helped to bring my attention to some things. So thank you so much. I sure will.